Hello everybody, it's been a while since I've last talked in a video related for info. With the release of Super Mario Season 2 Episode 1, I'll talk to you about everything behind the scenes related in this video. I've also started calling it Episode 1 now. Technically, it's both Episode 1 and Episode 5, since Season 1 had 4 episodes, and this would be the 5th in total, but it doesn't really matter now. I'll just call Episode 1 to clear confusion. Also, thank you for being so patient. It took 6 months to make one video, so that's also something I want to explain. One last thing, don't watch this video if you haven't actually seen the episode. This video spoils like everything. So, to start things off, I'd like to talk about the intro scene. At the start, it plays the scenes from the first season. Mainly the last 2 episodes, since that's where I pick things up. Leading to Mario talking about Fire Mario and all his questions he ponders about in his monologue. I usually don't write scripts, but I made a script for this intro scene so I can make it easier for myself to explain Mario's thoughts. Mario talks throughout the whole intro bit, and all of this was pre-recorded audio, so I had to film the scenes for the intro. That audio was from late April. I didn't film the scenes needed in any of the other months until October when I was wrapping up the simple things. The reason being was because I was already working on planned scenes, so the only thing that was planned for the intro was the audio. One thing that I've really focused on was music. It may not seem important to the viewer, but music is very important for me. Music expresses the scene and improves it whether it's tense or calm. I spent a lot of time, and I mean a lot of time, looking for music from game soundtracks to use in the video. Mainly from Xenoblade Chronicles. There are elements for a video which for me are scenery, music, camera angles, voice acting,
that's the 5th module,
and special effects. The music I want to show really isn't in episode 1, but for later episodes, trust me, it will be good most definitely in episode 2. The scenery was mainly in the ending sequence. It was vibrant once I did the scenes outside and it looked very good, and I'm happy with it as a result. Voice acting is something I can always improve on, but for me, the reason I struggle with it is because I had to focus on moving the plush to my voice. Make sure the plush is in frame, all while focusing on voice acting. I still can improve it in general, and I want to do so in the future. It's just, when I have to focus on multiple things, voice acting is like the least of my focuses. Camera angles are also something I want to improve on. Sometimes the camera can be too close. It was like that especially for the fight between Mario and Fire Mario. Working with angles closer for calmer scenes is fine if they're talking. If I'm trying to capture more vibrancy and scenery, I would want it to be farther. And I shouldn't worry about how close or far it is with fight scenes. Whatever angle makes it look better is generally for the better of the scene. Special effects are really fun to add in when I'm editing. Right now, they aren't so bad, but I will improve them later. There's something really cool I'm working on for special effects, so I'm very excited. Those 5 things I focused on throughout the video, and it's not truly amazing stuff. There are a lot of things I wish I could go back on, but because of time, I couldn't. That's why improving these 5 things is very important to me, because if I can do them very well, it will improve the video so much just by even a little. It will make it better for you and I. As long as I'm constantly improving, that means I'm doing well. So, this video was split into 5 parts. 4 were all around 5 minutes, and the 5th part, which is the ending sequence, was 2 minutes, adding all up to around 22 minutes. The reason to this is because my editor gets slower and slower when more things are added to the timeline, so I divided it into 4 parts to make it neater and easier for me to work on. In these bits, I gave them name segments. First, being the intro scene, where Mario is saying his thoughts to the viewer, then he sleeps. Second, being the dream sequence, where Mario is talking to Luigi from the past in his dream. Third, Mario and Luigi's chat. Fourth, Mario's recovery over the passing weeks. Fifth, Mario vs. Fire Mario. Sixth, the reunion, and 7th, the ending sequence. These bits are pretty easy to identify if you watch it again. I made name sequence, again, to focus on things I wanted to focus on and scale how much work I can get done by ranking it from easiest to the hardest. Now, for a really big question you might have, why did it take so long to make one video? So, project videos do take a while, and I wouldn't be surprised if it took at least a month to make one. But multiple months on end is a lot considering this started in May, kinda in April, all the way to October. In the beginning, everything was going at a good pace. I had completed the audio for the monologue bit of the intro very quickly, and the rest of the intro bit being the first 7 minutes of the episode. Then, part 2, covering Mario's recovery. I also quickly worked on that and was making progress very quickly overall. But then it came to Mario and Fire Mario outside. During this time, it was spring leading into summer, and there's one thing I absolutely hate. It's working in the heat. Squatting down to film fight scenes, of all things. I hate it. It makes it harder to focus, and remember how I said earlier that I was trying to focus on improving voice acting, camera angles, and all the other stuff, but mainly those two? It was insanely hard for me. Also, some of these things were scripted, which is something I never really do. So I have to read a script, focus on voice acting and camera angles, and squat in the burning sun all at once. I also had other people using the backyard, so I had to find days to work when they weren't out there. If I only had to voice act, it would be way better, but I had to focus on multiple things at once and make sure they look good. After going outside to film, repeating fight scenes over and over until I'm satisfied with them in the sun, got me real demotivated, and my work speed started to get slower and slower. I had posted on the community tab literally about this 6 months ago. I have to work mainly outside now, which is a big problem since it's very hot out and I can't stand filming in the heat, especially with scenes that take time. If it wasn't spring or close to summer, this wouldn't be a problem, but sadly it is, which means my work speed is probably going to decrease for this bit, which sucks. I knew this was going to happen. It's happened on past projects and it absolutely sucks, man. But since this is the biggest project I've made now, I was demotivated and started getting lazy because I just couldn't stand going outside. It shouldn't have even been as hot as it was, but since global warming is a thing, it only gets hotter and hotter way faster and longer now. I eventually picked up the pace and worked on the scenes whether I liked them or not. I would try to go back inside to see what I can improve on, or what I could change for when I want to redo them. It's way easier having some type of prototype footage to work on rather than none to get a better idea of what's going on and what can be improved, instead of thinking about it all in my head. I got really annoyed how slow I was working, so I tried hyping myself up to work as hard and as fast as I could to get this done and work on other parts. I talked about this as well in the community tab. The soundtrack for later episodes will seriously be so amazing. Also, no more stalling, full throttle, I'm working harder than ever tomorrow. Skip to my birthday, which was also the day I was working a lot on the fight scenes, and then I finally finished. I had one more part to go, part 4, and then the ending sequence. I had finished the last part pretty quickly and had started working on the ending sequence. That also took a long time to make, mainly because I wanted it to be perfect. This was where I was focusing heavily on scenery. It's very vibrant and I love the finished result. All the while filming the ending sequence, heat waves started to happen. Heat waves. Getting up to 100 degrees Fahrenheit for many weeks, so I had to stop filming. Then, California had fires and smoke was passing by again, making it harder to film. I have asthma, but it's mainly more harder to breathe when it comes to smelling. Like if perfume or bleach was sprayed and I can smell it, it becomes way harder to breathe, so the fires weren't helping. Then, if you could imagine, things got even worse, and the sky was completely orange. Here's a picture I took when it happened. It looks bad, but trust me, it was way more orange and darker that day, which meant no filming. There was so much smoke everywhere I couldn't film the vibrant scenes I wanted since the smoke was blocking the sun. Even so, I still filmed in the smoke, but eventually stopped because I really wanted the sun out so the scenes could look good. I stopped the stalling by a ton because I really wanted to film those scenes, but I literally couldn't. So, that's my answer. I went from extremely motivated to demotivated, picked myself up and worked really hard. The heat was getting worse and worse and making it harder by the day, and then the California fire stopped me from working altogether for a while. I also had to work on the intro's footage. Remember, I had only worked on the audio that played, not mainly the scenes I had to film, so I was trying to wrap my head around how I wanted the scenes to look because this part wasn't scripted, for the scenes at least. I had started working on the cover art for season 2, and I think it's pretty good. There was a certain way I wanted it, but it's difficult to pose plushes the way I want them for thumbnails or cover arts because my hand gets in the way. So I'm limited to what I can do, which is super disappointing for me. Here is also the banner art that I was using during the making of season 2 episode 1. I had originally made a thumbnail for episode 1. Here's what it looks like. I wasn't originally going to use the cover art as the thumbnail, but then I realized I won't really have other times where I can show the cover art, so I thought making it the thumbnail would be for the better of it. Another thing I wanted to talk about was Mario and Fire Mario's battle. The scene was to show that Fire Mario was stressed about the situation, but I'm not going to go into big explanations of the story right now. I had the music planned out for the fight for a long time and I was excited to use it. This isn't even the music I want to show, there are a ton more that I can't wait to use on scenes. I wanted to use them in episode 1, but I had already planned everything out, so I couldn't. Trust me, the music here is simple and exciting for their fight, but later on it gets better, especially in episode 2. Mario and Fire Mario fighting is something very common on my channel. There is a reason why they're fighting here, whether you understand why or why not. I didn't make them fight just because I wanted to. One thing I like is the hand-to-hand combat Mario and Fire Mario do at the beginning of the battle. I think it looks really good. After Fire Mario says,
"You know running and blocking won't work, Mario."
The choreography after that leads Mario into the offending side rather than defending against Fire Mario. I don't like the moves Mario does after this part, and I feel like it could have been improved on if I had thought of creative ways to use the camera and choreography I can do with the plush. When the climax of the battle reaches, where Mario jumps off Fire Mario in midair, yes, he jumped off him, and goes into the sky with the final attack, I love that scene a lot. This isn't an attack I've shown and is something completely different, and I was really surprised how it looked. It can always be better, but for this episode, it's not bad. I wanted to do something creative, and it reminded me of a scene I did in one of the Super Mario Plus Odyssey shorts. This scene in particular. Now, for the ending sequence. I have already posted the ending sequence on the channel, but some people are confused. So let me explain. No, this is not the literal ending to the series. I posted one episode, that can't be the end. That video is the ending sequence that played at the end of episode 1. I understand how some people got confused because it's literally called the ending, but yeah, it's not the actual ending. For the scenes in it though, I absolutely love them. This is one of my favorite bits of working on the episode as a whole. The music I thought fit, even though it's sung in German. The ending isn't just a bunch of random scenes either. It's the order of how Mario's life slowly changed and got more and more different and intense. It started with Mario and Peach. I don't really show Peach at all because, I can't voice a character like that, but this is basically how every Mario game is. Mario saves Peach. In the second part, it shows Mario and Luigi talking and laughing. I, at the start of my channel, mainly use Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi, but I wanted to only cover Mario and Luigi. It shows Luigi's cowardness and how they both still go on mini adventures and fights. The next part shows Mario and Luigi going somewhere. This I can't explain yet, but when I do, it will make sense. After is Mario's battle with Fire Mario. The origin of Fire Mario was that he was a bad guy. Mario used his power, that still isn't explained, and stopped Fire Mario and tried to calm him down and reform him. Luigi gets a bandana that calms Fire Mario down so he doesn't try attacking Mario with murderous intent. This is a very brief explanation, alright? I'll explain this in the story with detail, so it's okay if it doesn't make sense. Next, it shows what you guys have seen. Mario, Luigi, and Fire Mario slowly getting along and going on mini adventures and everything. All the videos I make with the three matter. I'm talking about my normal videos, just like my usual day-to-day videos that I used to do. This is important to Fire Mario's character, and it shows how he gets along, or not, with Mario and Luigi. The next scenes with Fire Mario is actually a little Easter egg. The fight with Fire Mario and Bowser isn't just some random fight. That's actually the fight from Super Mario Heroes of the Kingdom, episode 1. In that mini-series, Fire Mario fights Bowser. The scenery and the angle are similar, and it shows Fire Mario next to Blue Toad. In Heroes of the Kingdom, Fire Mario was alerted by Blue Toad, and Blue Toad waited with Fire Mario all the way until sunset. Lastly, it leads to Mario, Luigi, and Fire Mario going against Cat Mario, which is the present in this series. I recommend you watch that video. I think it's pretty good. And no, I'm not just saying that because it's my video. There are plenty of videos of mine I don't like. The same goes for Super Mario Season. Oh, and one last thing. The final scene where Mario, Luigi, and Fire Mario are sitting on the bench near the water, that was one of my favorite scenes to record. I filmed it at sunset, so the sun was in the perfect place for it and the color is nice. I've learned so many things from this video, and I was able to do so many new things I've never done in videos before. This is a pretty good stone base for this series. It's not as great as I'd want it to be, but it's going in the right direction in terms of progress. I'm really glad I was able to complete this 22-minute project, and I'm looking forward to working on it more in the future, at a way faster pace, and showing more cool things for it. I want to say what they are, but I think it's better if I don't, and if I can do it, then you'll see it and I'll announce it. If I can truly do what I'm practicing for, then I'll be really happy. Now, what about the next episode? It will be even more exciting than the first and way more enjoyable to watch. I look forward to making it. The music will also be awesome. I keep saying that. Don't forget that. Anyway, thank you all truly for being so patient. It means so much to me. I really do want to keep doing better and improving my videos to make them something even more can enjoy. I know a lot of people have waited those 6 months and not watched the video because I've been so absent, but that's fine. Truly, thank you to the new and old viewers for seeing this through, and I hope you can stay for more to come. Now, that's all. Thank you all so much for everything. I'm gonna go edit this now. This has been nice. Bye. 4 years ago. Nope, I already don't like it. Alright. 4 years ago. Something bizarre happened. The day I met Fire Mario. Hey. Okay, that wasn't bad. I honestly expected to be doing way worse. Wow, that was actually good. Let's hope that it sounds well.
Luigi, I need you to tell me where we